If you've got an iPad and you're choosing it to do it this way with the augmented reality, I'm going to talk you through it. It's going to be quite a long process. There's a lot of steps to it, but I think you're actually at an advantage to the kids that did it last year because they only really got to see it once or twice with me. You're going to be able to go back through this video over and over again, and hopefully you'll see exactly what it is that you have to do. There's a lot of steps to it, but you can put it together, and I think you'll get something that's really great at the end of it. So, what we need to do to start off with is you're going to be adding, you need to open a Keynote like this, and you're going to be adding some shapes and exporting them. So first of all, I'm going to add some shapes here. So if you're not on it already, you need to choose the shapes there, and what you need to type in is body, and that's going to give you all the different shapes that you're going to need. So the first one I'm going to use is this whole body. I'm going to extend it so it's about fills the page. It's nice and big. If you want to, you can change the color of that body like so. I've just gone for a lighter shade of pink there. You're going to be doing this over and over again. So now what I do is I'm going to export that as an image, and I need to make sure there's a few different choices here. I need to make sure that it is a PNG image there. So there's JPEGs and then down to PNG. So I'm going to choose export now, and I just want to save that to my camera roll, and off it goes. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more now, but I won't go through the whole process. I'm not going to do it all for you, but you'll see some of the different body parts that you'll have to put in. But I'll do a couple more. So the next one I'm going to do is the skeleton. So I'm going to take that skeleton, and I want to make that around about the same size, or as close to the same size as the other one as possible. It should fit inside like that. Okay, so I've got my skeleton now. I'm going to make that skeleton a different color in a moment, but first of all I need to get rid of this body from behind. I only kept it there so that I could get the right size for my skeleton. So I'm going to touch on that body and then choose delete up at the top there. That gets rid of it. I want my skeleton to be white, so that's not going to show up on a white background. So if I touch the background and then touch the paintbrush up at the top, I'm going to change that background color to black. Okay, I'm going through fairly quickly here, but if you need to, you can always pause, go back, have another look at the bit of the video if you missed something. Okay, so now on my skeleton, I'm going to choose to have it white. And there's my white skeleton. And again, exactly the same as last time, I am going to export that. Up at the top there is export as an image. It will remember the last choice I made, that it's a PNG. So then I just choose export. And I'm going to save that one to my camera roll again. And you just keep doing this for the individual parts. So now I'm going to go down to adding some organs. I'm not going to do it all again for you because I don't want to give the game away. But for example, I've got a brain. So I'm going to put the brain up here. Again, I'm going to put it on top of the skeleton because I want it to be, to scale. If you have trouble, if it's getting too pernickety when it's a bit small, you can always zoom in. That allows you to be a bit more precise with the placement of things like that. So there I've got my brain in there. Again, I might choose to change the colour of the brain as well. Okay, I'm going to add maybe one more organ. I'm not going to add them all. I'm going to add one more. You can see here there are several different ones. I've just chosen the lungs. There's a heart there, a liver, stomach, there's some intestines. So you can choose these different organs to go in and fit them into your body. So again, I need to resize those, the pair of lungs there, so that it's going to fit inside the rib cage. Okay, so I've got my lungs inside. And again, similar to what I did before, I'm going to now that I've got things to the right size, I'm going to delete the skeleton. Remember, when you do your one, you should be placing other organs in there. The other organs that you can see there, the heart, the stomach, intestines, and liver. Stick to those ones. Okay, so I'm stopping now because I don't want to give the whole thing away, but you should try and add those other things if you can. Okay, I've got my lungs, I've got my brain there for now. Again, delete this skeleton away, and I'm left with just those two, and I'm going to export those to images as well. Right, the next part we're going to come to, I'll talk a little bit before I open it. So the next part is the app that you haven't been exposed to before. So this is the new learning for you, and it's learning how to use AR Maker. And the app, AR Maker, if I come out of that, looks like this. So again, it's a free app that you can download from the App Store. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to need to stop. Right, so now I'm in the AR Maker app. Okay, and you can see there's a few different things down this side of times when I've imported and exported things before. So I'm going to show you how we're going to get these things to appear without any kind of background to them. So I'm going to choose this one here to make a new one. And there's 4 different icons down the left-hand side, and I'm going to touch the bottom one. That should just pop up there, and you can see there's loads of different pictures from what we've been doing today, and I'm going to choose the picture of the person here. Okay, now at the moment this has got that white background on it, and we don't want that, so there's a way to get rid of it. The pair of scissors down at the bottom, you tap that one, and you need to tap again where it says auto. You actually tap the word, and that automatically removes that background. Okay, I'm happy with that, so now I press the tick. Okay, it says it's ready for use. So I'm going to do all of the ones that I make in the beginning. It makes it easier for the next part. You can see I've just done this a couple of times again before. It's worth saying this as well. If you don't get round to doing this time, for whatever reason, your iPad doesn't work, you don't have an iPad, can't get the app, whatever reason you don't do this, don't worry about it. We will do this again at school, because in the final term we do it with clouds. Okay, so you will get to do this at school even if you miss out on it this time. Okay, so that's what all these clouds are about. But anyway, I'm coming down now to make another new one. So up at the top where it says new, I touch that. I go back into the files, touch that. It's the skeleton I'm going to do this time. Now the skeleton is currently on a black background. So I'm going to press the tick again. So it might be quite difficult to see that one now, but remember I put it on a black background to make the white stand out. I say auto again, and that removes that black background. I tick, and now I've got that part ready to go. I'm going to do one final one. That is the organs that I did not complete. I didn't do all of the organs. Did I export those organs? I can't see them at the moment. Okay, maybe I didn't export those organs. I might have to go back and do that now. Okay, so if you do forget to export one of them, like I just did, it doesn't matter. You can go back into Keynote, export it, and now when I go into this, press new, down onto the file, there are my organs up at the top there. So again, I'll reiterate, I've used 2, I want you to use them all. Okay, I just didn't want to put them all in there and give it away. I want to see what you do. So again, I need to press the scissors, the auto, gets rid of the black background, tick. I'm ready for those. So now I've got the 3 different things that I've made on here. Now is the next part. This part is where we actually place them into space so that we can go around talking about them. Okay, so I think what we need to do now is to go in to AR Maker again. So I just restarted it, okay? And because you need to see it from the beginning. So here it's got the different starter templates. After I tapped start, I need to press the create your own scene, and again I'm going to touch the start button. Then it opens the camera up, and then it will say move your iPad around to detect flat surfaces in your environment. So hopefully it's going to pick one out somewhere. And you can see it's taking me a little bit of time to find that now. When I was doing this before, it found my table. There we go. Okay, so there's my table. I think I'm going to try and do it around this way then. Okay, so I'm going to touch that I just that was highlighted, the highlighted area. So now this is going to be where I'm going to create my scene. So first of all, the first thing I'm going to place is that body. Okay, so I'm touching the body, and you can see it appears in space. I'm now going to make it nice and big. I want a nice big one. Okay, don't worry that you can't see the top of it at the moment. That won't matter when we come to actually make the video. So I'm going to place that body. That's going to go at the front of my space. Okay, now I'm going to move further down, and underneath the skin I'm going to put the skeleton. So I touch the skeleton. Okay, and I'm going to place the skeleton. And now I might move around in space again. I'm just going to move down on my thing, and this is the place where I'm going to have my organs, and I'm going to place them there. Okay, so now when I walk around my body, I can see the various different parts of it in space as I'm moving around the room. I can't remember now whether I'm actually recording this screen. I hope I am. Right, so what you need to do is, in the same way that I'm recording the screen myself, you also need to record the screen to make your own video. You should remember how we've done quite a bit of that this year. Okay, if you can't remember how to do that, I'll go through it with you. I'll make a separate video. But for now, I'm trusting that people can remember how to record the screen on their iPad while they're talking. Then what you need to do is actually show your knowledge of the body systems that we've been learning about this year. So first of all, when you come up to talk about this first part, I would like you to talk about the areas. You can do it actually with your finger like this. Okay, so you can be pointing at stuff. So you can be saying that here in the top part of the body, this is where the pectoral muscles are. You might talk about your gluteus maximus muscles. Okay, so I'm not going to be giving away all the different tips, but you get an idea. The top layer is for you to talk about the location of some different muscles that we've been learning about. And then you can move through space, and you can come to talk about you can see Mrs. Hart there in the background. Do you want to say hello, Mrs. Hart?
Hello.
Hello. So there we've got the skeleton, and on the skeleton you might again be talking about the different bones that we've got here. You can be talking about coming in and having a look at the femur. You might talk about the tarsals, the carpals, tarsals down there, carpals up there. Might talk about the mandible, this kind of thing. So here is your opportunity to show what you know about the different bones of the skeleton, what you've learned about that in this topic. And then finally, we're going to come to your different, the organs. You're going to talk about the function of them. So if you remember, the learning target was to show your understanding of the function of organs. That was one of the last things we did in class before the breakup. Oops, running out of battery as well. So here you'd be talking about the brain function. Then you would talk about the function of the lungs. I'm not going to do it in this video. I'm expecting you to show what you know in the video when you've made it like this. So you'll be screen recording. Once you've finished your screen recording, you upload the finished screen recording to Seesaw. Okay. Now, it's a big ask of you. It is a big ask. It's an ambitious project to attempt away from school, but I think you're capable of it. So have a go. Have a try with it. If you try and fail, it doesn't matter. We'll go through it when you come back to school, okay? If you have the opportunity, I'd really love to see what you can do. And of course, as always, you can send me messages and I can talk you through bits you might be struggling with. When it comes to the actual knowledge, of course, you don't have your books, but I'll upload some of the materials that we did use, and you can, of course, use the internet. And I think you've shown that you've got pretty good knowledge of this stuff from the lessons that we've had at school so far. Okay, so give it your best shot. Let me see what you can do.